I'm going to be telling you how to make it so if somebody searches on Google competitor plus alternative, your brand comes up. That's what I'm talking about today. This is a variation of bottom of funnel search engine optimization. It's a strategy that I sometimes see, which I really like. I think it's super savvy. And like I said, it makes it so if somebody searches for competitor plus alternative, maybe Slack is a competitor of yours, and somebody searches Slack alternatives or Slack alternative, your brand comes up and a page shows up at the top of Google comparing your brand to Slack. Maybe it's Salesforce. Maybe it's Wix. Maybe it's WhatsApp. Maybe you have a service. Maybe there's a famous service and people search for that famous service plus alternative. Any brand plus alternative, there are some people searching it. And this is how you show up on Google. Number one, for when people search that. So like I said, this is a variation of bottom of funnel search engine optimization. Bottom of funnel search engine optimization means that people who have purchase intent or use intent, people are looking to use something, are looking to purchase something, and they are making diligent searches on search engines. They know what they want, but they don't know the brand that's going to give it to them. And so they are searching to find that. That's what bottom of funnel search engine optimization is. Previously, I've only discussed this with use cases. An easy way to do bottom of funnel search engine optimization is to target use cases, because use cases are usually long keywords, they're long searches, and if you make pages catered directly to what people are searching, directly to those use cases with all the words which are less competitive have less volume but have more purchase intent, it's an easy way to rank and an easy way to get customers. This is something that I do time and time again for my companies and for myself. And alternatives is a variation of this. So in order to do it and to understand it, we are going to look at an example on this episode 221 of The Edward Show. This is my 221st episode of my daily growth hacking and growth marketing podcast. Somehow I've done 221 shows in a row. That's a lot. That's a lot of marketing. And so we're going to be looking at Bittrex, which taught me bottom of funnel search engine optimization. It's how I learned about bottom of funnel search engine optimization, and I since copied it. It worked for me, works for everybody else. I see lots of other companies copying Bittrex, and they also do this for alternatives, not just use cases. So here's how we find it. This is going to help us, like I said, this is going to help us do it and understand bottom of funnel search engine optimization with alternatives. So go to Bittrex24.com, Bitrix24.com. Scroll all the way down to the footer and then look under resources, look down towards the bottom, and then click on alternatives, which is above uses. Click on alternatives. And now what you will see is a crazy list of keywords, which is separated into sections on the page. Every one of these is a link. Every one of these is a bottom of funnel search engine optimization landing page for alternatives. It says you can use Bittrex24 as CRM, Maple CRM alternative, free lead squared alternative. There is maybe 30 or 40 of these. Then there's project management, Shark alternative, free Aptio alternative, because people are searching free before the brand, and then alternative. People want a free version of that brand. Free online forums, free Zoho Forms alternative. There's about 10 of those. Workflow, telephony, HR tools, IM/group chat, intranet, live chat, social network. There's so many categories on this page, and within each category are dozens and dozens of alternatives. And so that's how they organize it. This is what's called a hub page. Bittrex24 does this with use cases too. And this is what I would advise anybody to do. It's just copy this. It's all templatized. It's so easy to understand and easy to copy. Brings tons and tons of qualified traffic that is ready to use the product and ready to purchase the product. So cool. So let's click in to one of these alternative pages now, one of these landing pages for an alternative keyword. I clicked on a bunch of them so I could compare them, so I can see what is templatized, so I could see what is the same across pages and what is different. And I'm going to tell you. So all of these pages use the same section styles. They all have the same sections and the same styles in each section. But within each section, sometimes the copy is different. And that's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you when the copy is different and when it is the same across pages, because they have hundreds of these pages. And so it's hard to make each page unique, which is why they have to have templates and why they have to have the same sections for many of the pages. So the first section is the keyword. It's the H1, the heading 1, which is the exact keyword that people are searching. So I'm on ClockShark alternative, and that is the H1. There is copy below this. This copy is custom, and then there's a call to action button. To the right is a CSS animation. The CSS animation is specific to different categories, but different across categories. You don't have to do a CSS animation. They do it because it's faster, it's cleaner, it looks nicer. You could probably just use an MP4, or you could even use an image. In fact, for the use case pages, images work perfectly. So that's the first section. The second section is used across everything. It's the same across all categories. It's just what makes Bittrex 24 better than 99% of other solutions on the market. And it's a list of advantages of Bittrex 24 with a call to action below. The next 3 sections are all custom to the page, not just the category, but to the page. The third section describes the competitor. So for ClockShark, gives a description of ClockShark. The fourth section, the section below, is a table with 3 columns. Column 1 is features, column 2 is ClockShark, column 3 is Bittrex. So it's comparing the 2 solutions to each other because people are looking for alternatives. They want to see how this one is different. Underneath that is a call to action. And then the 5th section, 3 bubbles summarizing the table. ClockShark pros, ClockShark cons, Bittrex 24 advantages. Notice how it doesn't say Bittrex 24 cons. And then everything else below this is the same across all categories. It's the same with everything. It says, see why content customers love Bittrex. Then there's a list of badges, easiest to use, most recommended, high performer. They're all these badges. Then there's a section, compare Bittrex 24 to similar solutions. This is basically a carousel with project management, CRM, website builder. So it's all the categories on that alternative hub page. And within each carousel section, they just take the top alternatives. Very smart. This compares Bittrex 24 to the top players in each category. And by comparing itself to these people, by comparing itself to Zoom or Google or Skype, it puts itself on that level. The next section, ready to try Bittrex 24, start by migrating your data. Again, this is the same across everything. There's a section, Bittrex 24 is a perfect solution, call to action to register. Another section, integrated with your favorite tools. There's all these logos for all these different tools, which are integrated into Bittrex. And then finally, this is the same again across all pages. 12 million plus organizations have chosen Bittrex 24, start for free. Some social proof to end it. And then below that is the footer. Finally, it's important to look at how the exact keyword is used across these pages. We can take another example, free Basecamp alternative. The URL for this is bittrex24.com/alternatives/free-basecamp-alternative. The page title is free Basecamp alternative. So that's clearly the keyword. That's also the H1. The meta description. Bittrex 24 is a versatile application that can be successfully utilized as a CRM platform, a project management platform, or both. Let's take a look at why Bittrex 24 is the best free alternative to Basecamp. So that's a variation of free Basecamp alternative. That's a common thing, using a very similar variation of the keyword. And that meta description that I just read is also the opening 2 sentences to the page underneath the H1. So they use that variation to the keyword. The general rule of thumb, and I wrote this in one of my newsletters. That newsletter was called Descamming Scammers and Finding Big Wins. Thought it was a pretty good one. You can read it at edwardsturm.com/articles. I have all of my newsletter archives there. But what I wrote is, the general rule of thumb is to put your keyword in the page title, the URL, the meta description, the first alt text, the H1 heading, the opening sentence. There are no images on these Bittrex pages, which means that there's no alternative text, and that exact keyword is not in the opening sentence. However, I think what they're doing is okay as well, and the reason for that is because there's such a thing as over-optimization, and lots of people who are starting, they will over-optimize for the keyword inadvertently. Google doesn't like over-optimization when things are too perfect. One of my favorite ways to test how well optimized a page is for a keyword is to use Moz's on-page grader, which you can use in the Moz bar. So I'm going to use that right now. It gives a score, a 0 out of 100 score for optimization on a page for a specific keyword. So let's try free Basecamp alternative and see how this page scores. Scores 95. That's perfect. I found that when you get 100, you actually do worse. So it's better to get something close to 100, and 95 is great. So you can use the Moz on-page grader to do this yourself, and that's it. And so that's how you do bottom of funnel search engine optimization with alternatives. So if people are searching for a competitor brand plus the word alternative or alternatives, you want them to find you. You want to be the brand that people see, and you can portray your brand in the best light compared to your competitors. And the people who are making these searches, this is qualified traffic. This is traffic who knows what they want. They are ready to use something, ready to purchase something. And so you want them to use and purchase you. And that's how you do it. That's how you do bottom of funnel search engine optimization with alternatives. This is episode 221 of The Edward Show. This was an action-packed episode, jam-packed with information. I'm going to edit this bad boy. It's a rainy but lovely night here in Poland on this Sunday evening. Feeling pretty good. I hope you're feeling pretty good too. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.